hip distance apart. Let's just tuck the pelvis and soften down the knees, rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Can we breathe in to lift and breathe out to roll? And one more. Breathe in to lift and breathe out to roll. Hands on shoulders. Push your elbows forward, up, back and down. And as you're doing that, feel your shoulder blades draw together around the back. And one more. And then come on down, relax your arms and let's come into side bend. So soften down the knees here. Keep the top shoulder back. Make sure you're just moving laterally. No rotation. Draw your hand up the rib cage and then see if you can reach your bottom hand towards the skirting boards. So little connection into your glutes. Make sure your pelvis isn't moving. Last one, guys. And relax. So let's grip the pelvis, soften the knees and move through pelvic tilt. So releasing the lumbar spine, releasing the hip flexors. And it may well be quite stiff to start. So just a few more to really loosen up that lower back so that we've got correct movement patterns when we start to move. One more time. And then pull up through thighs. Feet shoulder width if they're not there already. Thumbs at the breastbone. Hips are forward, knees are soft. Breathe in. Breathe out, rotate to the right corner. Inhale, come to center. Breathe out, rotate to the left corner. Inhale, come to center. Let's keep this moving slowly. Hips are forward. Once you've been to the left again, can you press the arms forward and come into bow and arrow, please? Looking over the shoulder. Exhaling to pull, so lengthening out to the back of the neck now and starting to turn the head. Slight nod of the chin, looking to the corner of the room behind you if you can. Couple more. And last one. Come on down. Just step in slightly, hip width. Rocking forward and back. Let's start to switch on the balance. Starting to gently raise the heels if that feels okay. And starting to lengthen up further. Stay there a little bit longer. Full length of the spine. Just being aware that we don't want to sickle through the foot. Let's have two more. And last one. Lovely. Stay where you are. Fingers to temples. Squeeze the glutes and soften the knees, working from the waist upwards. Inhaling to bend. Exhaling to come up. Glute squeeze as you do it. Can you draw your belly button in towards your backbone so everything in the lower half of the body is still and switched on? While we move through the midsection of the spine there. Breathing in to bend and out to lift. Got two to go. Dropping the arms down. Good. Let's rotate there and release. So coming back to our balance, standing on one leg now please. Take the other foot forward and lift, not too high. Flex and point the ankle. Again, tighten the glutes to give you pelvic stability. Pull up through the quad. Circle the ankle and the wrists, please. Nice, slow, full range of movement. Go the other way. So mobilising the joints. Might be some creaking. And change. I always blame the floorboards. Flex and point. And circle. And relax, give them a shake. Good, let's have single knee flow. Feet stay narrow. Toe slide, knee lift, arms to chest height. Thumbs on top. Step down gently, engage abs, squeeze the glute on the standing leg and float. So as well as challenging your balance from right to left, guys, this is firing up one glute at a time. So squeeze the bum just on that side you're standing on. It's quite hard to isolate your buttocks. One at a time if you can. So if all of that's feeling okay, up we go. Squeeze the glute, float the arm and turn the head. And the slower you can do this, the better. So we're going to finish with a left knee float. So you might have one or two more to go. And you are finishing to your left, please. And then relax and give everything a shake. So feet are coming shoulder width again, hip hinging. Drawing the scapulas together, opening the chest but not letting the shoulders creep up. Nice long neck, soften the knees. Hinge from the hip. So you might not be able to go far at first. We are mobilizing and stretching around the back of the hip. We are stretching the hamstrings. To do that, we need to engage the abdominals and we need to maintain the shape of the spine. If you bend from your waist, you won't get into your hips and hamstrings. So you might not tip as far when your back is flat, but you've got the correct movement pattern. Hip hinge, tummy in. Chin is slightly nodded, back of the neck is lengthened. Guys, make the next one your last one. Then we'll go half a hip hinge, just 45 degrees into a squat. So we want the weight to track back into the heels. So as we hip hinge, the hips move back. As we knee bend, the hips move down. Arms float forward, weight transfers to the heel. Can you give me a single heel float? As you squat, maintaining the distribution of weight through the center. Single heel float. Watch the knee alignment, watch you're not pushing across either side. So one or two more, please, finishing with a left heel raise. And relax. Give everything a good shake and pick up your band, please. So let's have a look at waiter. Band across the hands, feet either split stance or tightrope, pelvis in neutral, knees soft. Squeeze the glutes, breathe in, breathe out, pull, elbows are tucked in. Now chest is open, neck is long. Feel that lengthening up the back of the neck, slight nod of the chin. Draw the belly button in, squeeze the glutes. So everything is tight in the lower half of the body. We're going to rotate and press if we can. You might need to ease off on your grip. Make your band a bit longer in order to get that extension in. So there's not really any resistance on the return phase. Just as we press, exhale, come on down and release. Last one. And come on down. Release the shoulders, change the feet, change the grip. Wide overhand grip. So lifting up, lengthening into the lats, and then pulling down behind you. So working the lats and traps, working the deltoids, everything that connects into the shoulders. In particular, the muscles that connect around into the upper back there. So really important for posture. If everything feels okay, you can bring your hands closer together. I'm just laughing because I've got one arm that feels like lead because I had my jab on Saturday. One more. Dead arm. And relax. Shoulder shrug. Fold your band in half. Heels together. Toes turned out. Pull up through the thighs. Guys, imagine your thighs are shrink wrapped. Really squeeze into the outside of the glute there. Pull up on the pelvic floor and lengthen. Come over to the corner. If you can let your hip push away, do. If there's hip or back pain, hips need to stay still. So switch on the glutes and the quads. Let the hips move. Let the thighs sway. Keep the heels together. There is no rotation. Watch the arms not coming across the face. Inhaling to bend. Exhaling to come up. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Coming down. Side lunge. Knee bend. Rotate. Now they can be separate moves if you like. You can step, then lunge, then rotate. If everything feels okay, you can just make it one big sweeping movement. But feel free to layer it if there is hip, knee, shoulder or back pain as you're doing that. Two more. Finishing left. And relaxing, well done. Shoulder shrug. Get rid of your band, please. Good, let's have a calf stretch. So front knee bent back, leg straight, tummy pulled in. Rise up, inhale, float the arms. Exhale, come down, squeeze into dart. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze to dart. Back leg stays straight. Front knee isn't moving forward. So we're moving diagonally upwards. There's no forward movement, not pushing into the kneecap. One more. Holding there, scapular squeeze. Push your palms together. Keep the shoulders relaxed and the neck long. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up, give everything a shake. Well done. Change legs, left foot forward. Right foot back, bending the front knee, keeping it in line over the ankle, lengthening up, inhaling. Exhaling, press the heel into the floor, squeeze into dot. So scapular retraction, shortening and strengthening those big postural muscles in the upper back. Last one. Hold it back. Press the palms and the shoulder blades together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up you come. Give everything a shake. Guys, give yourself a hug. Roll down your upper back. Not too far. Hold it there. Just down the rib cage. Breathe in. Breathe out, roll up. Cross your arms the other way. Roll down the upper back. Tuck the pelvis under. Breathe in. Breathe out and curl. Good. Shake that out for me, guys. Grab your hug. So hog rocking forwards and backwards. Let's have squat and heel raise. If you want to do this on the floor, that's okay. Feet the full width of the hog. Tummy pulled in. Pelvis remains in neutral. Up to extension, tip the hog. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Hip hinge, sit back into squat and balance. So let's just have a couple of these and then we'll make it a little bit harder if we can. Good. So next time you come to the bottom of your squat, hold and either pulse or rock. So pulse or rock for 4. Rock is harder than pulse, but it's a bit stressful on the knees if there's a knee issue. So you can pulse or rock. And so we are just breathing naturally as we go with this, guys. Just keep that moving for me. Next set is your last set, please. Brill. Hold it here. Soften the knees. Arms across the chest, rotation. Inhale. Exhale, rotate to the right. Now your hips might want to go with you on this. If they want to go, let them go, but start the movement from the top of the spine and then move down the spine. The hips may want to go because the feet are in a narrow position and on an unstable base. So they might want to just go because your brain's telling you it's safer to let them go. Two more. Come center and just pedal your feet on the hog there for me, please. So we're going to take single side squats off the side. Feet come together. Squatting off one side and then changing sides. So although we're working the big leg muscles, this is really about challenging your balance. Be very careful not to push across on the side of the kneecap. We want to step down, then sit back, not push across. Guys, for those of you that are okay with lunge, make this a lunge off the back. So, whoops, still challenging the balance. Little bit harder because the back heel remains off the floor. So you've got a bit more challenge for the balance and stability. So side or rear. Just breathing steadily as we go, engaging the core, keeping the spine in neutral. Got 2 to go. Finishing with 1 to the left. And then when you're ready, guys, hamstring stretch. 1 foot back, hip hinge. Hands on the bent leg, lift your bottom, flex and point your foot. Uncurl. Change legs. Foot in the middle, hip hinge, chest down, bum lifted, sway the hug. Uncurl the spine. Brilliant, give your legs a shake and just release there. And then we'll get rid of the hug and we'll have a look at our roll down. So guys, if you don't want to do roll down into downward dog into plank, you can do some roll downs and then you can just take yourself to the floor and do cat stretch. So let's start with our partial roll down. Feet under hips, up into extension, lift the ribs, inhale. Exhale, come on down. Nod, round and roll. Come to the bottom rib, let the arms hang, hold it there, breathe in, breathe out, unroll, knees remain soft, abs are engaged, inhaling up, squeeze those glutes, nodding the chin, rounding the shoulders, tucking the pelvis, come down till your hands are just below your knees. Give your arms a sway there. And taking a breath in. Breathing out, uncurling. Super. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Nodding, rounding and rolling. Coming either hands shin height or ankle height, but still letting them hang. Just giving them a little sway there. Take a breath in. Breathe out, unroll. And next time we're going to put some weight in the hands if we can. If you are not ready to put weight in your hands, that's okay. Head leads the way. Looking through the legs, softening the knees, placing the palms on the floor with the knees bent and the heels down. Either holding that stretch there or rolling back up. Walking forward into downward dog if you're ready to go there. Want you to try and spend at least 2 breaths in each position to give the muscles chance to stretch. From downward dog you can pull back or you can go plank. And again, you can hold for 2 breaths. You can do it on your knees if you prefer. You can add a couple of press-ups. So if you're happy just rolling up and down your spine, if that's what it needs, that's fine. Do a couple more and then take yourself to the floor for cat stretch. If you're doing the full sequence, let's have a few more of those. Flexion, extension of the spine, downward dog, plank, press up, spending at least 2 breaths in each position. Spend longer there if that's what you need. So please make the next set your last set of whatever you're doing. And then we'll think about setting ourselves up on the floor. So take your time and then please tip your screen so that I can see your mat at the bottom of the screen and hopefully you on it. And then take yourself to the floor and bring your equipment with you. So ball block, weight, hogs and band. Anything else you've got there is a substitute cushion. Maybe you've got pillow. And then we'll come onto all fours and we'll go cat stretch. So initiate the cat stretch from the pelvis, with a nice pelvic tilt there. So moving through flexion and extension. Initiating from the bottom of the back. Guys, finding your neutral spine, please. Head in line with spine, tummy in. Superman with the right arm forward and the left leg back. So if the back's not great, you can do singles right and left. Otherwise, we are doing 4 on the right, 4 on the left. We're thinking about stability of the shoulder and the pelvis. We're thinking about stabilizing the spine. Good. Having the thumb on top as the arm floats. So your emphasis is on lengthening to the walls before any lifting happens. So lengthen to the walls before you lift. Let's keep this moving slowly. Can we finish with 4 on the left arm, please? So take your time and finish with 4 on the left. And then when you've finished, cat, shell, or child's pose, release your back, your shoulders, your wrists. If you can push your bum back towards your heels, please do. And then just taking some breaths and relaxing. Bringing your hands to the side of your knees, support your body weight and uncurl your spine, please. Coming forward again onto all fours. Guys, we're going to do thread needle. Adding your band will make it harder. Adding a dumbbell makes it hardest. So see what works for you. We're going to start on all fours. Left leg is out to the back with the toe tucked under. Right arm is reaching up and threading needle through the hole. Adding the band will give you resistance on the way up. It will give you, it'll just slacken off on the way down. So you've only got resistance on the way up with the band. Adding the dumbbell will give you resistance on the way up and on the way down. So the dumbbell is going to take you a lot more into strength. So if your body is just telling you it needs more mobility at the moment, then work just with your body weight. Good. Breathing in to open and out to thread through. Can you give me one more on that side, please? And then when you're ready, change sides. So again, you can work right leg out to the back, left arm, working just with your body weight, or working with your band to add resistance on the upward phase, or working with your dumbbell, adding resistance on the upward and the downward phase. Good, breathing in to open. Out to thread through, stabilize the pelvis, try to straighten the back leg, that will keep the hips still. Brill. Got one more on that side, please, guys. And then when you have finished, get rid of anything that you're using there, and can you stretch your back, your shoulders, your hips, maybe release the wrists. Just taking some nice relaxed breaths where you are. Hands to the side of the knees, support the weight. Uncurl the spine. Coming down onto the bottom for half roll back. So sitting on the bottom there, and maybe getting a ball or cushion behind you if you need one for a little bit of lower back support. Digging the heels in, up to extension. Scooping and rolling. Checking the ball feels like it's in the correct place. Mine feels like it needs to go back a bit. And you'll notice if it's slightly off center, so do get it right in the middle. Add rotation when you're ready. So going just with a nice slow bow and arrow to start, just to get that mobility through that midsection. Inhaling up, exhaling back, drawing down on the deep abdominals. Initiate the pelvic tilt before you do anything, guys. Pelvic tilt, round and roll. So if you now feel like you could add a dumbbell into this mix, please do. And you can just continue to do one rotation with this. You can do 2, 3 or 4. It will help if you alternate sides. So one time start to the right and next time start to the left. So 2 more sets if you can. Please stop and just stretch if it's time to stretch. And then when you've finished, slump stretch over the legs, head and shoulders relaxed, breathing into the back of your rib cage. Uncurling the spine. Guys, coming onto the back, have your dumbbells either side before you lie down, and then maybe you want your ball or your block under your head. You might just be happy lying flat on the mat. Hug both knees in once you're down there and draw a circle with your pelvis. So when you're ready, stabilize your pelvis, lower back down flat, single leg stretch. So drawing down on the abdominals, making sure there's no doming. Up we go with the head and shoulders. Add in rotation. And taking fingers to temples, if you can. Elbow to knee. If you need to hold on to that leg to just help you get a bit height and take the pressure off your back, that's fine. And if you don't want to rotate, no worries. Keep your head and shoulders up the center if possible. Just support the body weight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Come on down. Pop your feet on the floor, glue the feet, knees and ankles together. Arms out at chest height. Can you just come up onto the balls of the feet so your heels are raised? That'll help you keep your ankles together. And then rotate to the right. Let the whole of the left foot leave the floor. Turn the head to the left. Breathe in. Breathe out, draw down on the abdominals, come back to center, and then roll the other way, please. Breathing in to drop, and breathing out to lift. Breathing in to drop, and breathing out to lift. So you please finish with a roll to the left and center? And then once you've been left and center, please come back to the middle and pick up your dumbbells. Bring them into your chest. So you can work in neutral spine if you like, push the weights up. If you're wanting to use your band, that's okay. And if you can come to tabletop and imprint, please start there. Arms open wide as we inhale. Exhale and close up. So taking your arms out into a wide chest fly will add more resistance than pulling the elbows to the mat. However, if the shoulders are not good, elbows to mat is your safer option. Single leg stretch away once you're ready, guys. No movement through the spine. Feel the back of your rib cage is connected to the mat. Feel the backs of the scapulas on the mat and the tailbone down. If you are okay with a double leg stretch, go there. And whichever one you're doing, can you find a point where you hold for a second and then close up slowly. So breathing in to open and out to close. Lovely, well done. Can you give me 2 more, please? Nice long slow breaths, breathing in to open, brace, breathing out to close. So we should hopefully be coming into our last one. And when you've finished your last one, just get rid of your weights and then hug or roll through the hips. And then nice long full body stretch, please. Straighten the legs. Arms are either overhead or out to side, depending on how your shoulders are feeling. Allow the back of your rib cage to lift away from the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. And last one, breathe in and breathe out. Bring your arms over and bend your knees, please. Place your feet flat. So this time the heels are down and the feet are shoulder width apart if possible. Arms out to the side, open knee hip roll, slowly from right to left. The emphasis here is on your top leg dropping through the middle to stretch your hip flexor. So stretching the hip flexor, you'll feel it round the front and round the back of the hip. So we need to be careful. Should only feel like a stretch, shouldn't be any pain through the knee or the hip joint. So 1 or 2 more of those, please finish to the left and center. Once you've come back to center, can you grab your band, please? We're going to do double leg press. So options here. First of all, you don't want anything under your head for double leg press. If you don't want to do double leg press, you can do pelvic tilt and shoulder bridge. So my feet are in the band. Some of you might be happy to do this without your band. Options. Double leg press, elbows stay tucked in, loading the abs with the weight of the legs. Lifting the head and shoulders to get some upper abdominal activity. Coming up on the tailbone and balancing to engage the core. Lifting your bum off the floor if the lower back doesn't feel any discomfort as you do that. Losing the band if you wish. And again, just finding that moment where you pause. So we want momentum, but we also want control. Good. So let's keep this moving. Tucking the head in on the roll, making sure the spine is curved, being careful if your lower back is stiff that it's not plonking down onto the mat. You might just need to reduce your range of movement if that's happening. 2 more. Last one. And let's hold and balance. Stay here, legs are bent or straight, doesn't matter. Just loading the abs with the weight of your legs. Little pulses if you can. If you want to put your hands down to pulse, that's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down you come. Knees in. So can we put left foot on the floor, right ankle, left knee, open the hip for hip roll here. I'm going to put something back under my head, arms are out, palms are up. Rolling to the right slowly, letting everything lift but the shoulders. Coming up through center, rolling to the left slowly, toe towards the floor, turning the head. Breathing in to drop and breathing out to lift. So once your right big toe has been to the left, please change legs. Open your left hip and roll slowly to the left and right. Keeping the knee back and the hip open. Turning the head the opposite way if you can. Once your left big toe has been to the right, come on back to center, please. And relax. 2 feet on the floor. Let's just do one more here. Let's work on pelvic stability. So ball under the sacrum. If you don't want to do ball, then you can do hog or cushion. Better to not have anything under your head for this one. So my tailbone is right in the center, my hips are even from right to left. I'm going to put my fingertips on my hips or the floor. Lifting carefully to tabletop, drawing down on the abdominals. Making sure the knees are not coming in because that's going to make my pelvis roll. From here, either tap the toe to the mat with a bent leg or single leg stretch away. Now that can be fairly high, or it can be closer to the skirting board, nice and low. You can take your fingertips to the ceiling. And you can scissor your arms if everything feels okay. Just keep moving slowly, guys. I think I need to plug something in here. You've all gone a bit dim. There we go, brilliant. So nice long stretch, and if we can, we are moving one leg in as the other leg moves out. So you've got one continuous movement happening. Lengthening to the walls rather than dropping to the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Everything comes down gently. If you're able to full body stretch with the ball underneath you, please do. That should take your pelvis into extension, but there shouldn't be any lower back pain. Let your ribs flare, arms overhead or out to the side, and then just taking some breaths in that position, feeling your rib cage rise and fall. Bringing your arms back over and then drawing your legs in one at a time, please. Lift up your bottom, take your ball away, and then just give your lower back a little bit of a release before you come back over and join me on all fours, please. So we're going to do tricep and then we're going to do hip. So we'll start with our dumbbells or our band. on all fours. And you can either rest on both dumbbells if that feels okay, or you might want to just put your palm on the floor on the supporting side. Options just to work the tricep, or option to add the opposite leg. 4 on the right and 4 on the left, maintaining a neutral spine. Now we've added the weight for resistance. We're also taking the arm and leg in the same direction rather than the opposite direction, so we've not got that counterbalance that we have when we're doing Superman. So you should get quite a strong bracing feeling. Try not to let your arm curl forward into a bicep. Emphasis is on moving backwards and upwards. Good. So keep it fairly slow and controlled. Breathing out to extend. Good. So we're going to keep this moving slowly, and we're going to finish once we've done our final set of 4 on our left side. Exhaling to press, inhaling to come back. And once you have finished that final set of 4, get rid of your weights, and then shell, cat, child's pose. Release the back, release the wrists, release the shoulders. Bring your hands to the side of your knees, support your body weight, and uncurl. Brill. Coming onto the knees on the hog, smooth side up. So we're working on hip strength now, and so I want you to do this with your knees together, touching in the center, so that when you lift one leg up, you're not too wobbly. Tuck the toes under behind you, and then make sure your back is flat and your hands are right under your shoulders, so that you can feel that you've got some decent body weight in your arms, but also still some weight in your legs. Right leg goes out behind you. We squeeze the glute, lift the leg, the spine is still. We cross over the midline, small range to start. Lift up and tap out to the side. So we are strengthening the muscles in the buttocks, in the glute. We are isolating one glute again. We are working inner and outer thigh. So because all those 3 muscles attach in the hip, we've got to maintain pelvic stability. So you can start to make this bigger if you have pelvic stability. If you don't have pelvic stability or you have pain, it needs to be much smaller. So you can still focus on mobilizing the hip, you just won't have as big a range of movement. And it might be that it likes moving more in one direction than the other. Listen to it. You are going to finish with a toe tap out to the side. And then come on in and change legs. So lifting, squeezing the glutes. Small range for your first couple. Cross the midline. Lift, tap out to the side. Soften your elbows. Keep your spine still. So elbows soft, tummy pulled in. Good pelvic stability. Think about your head being in line with your spine. And just breathing slowly and steadily as you move there. Good. So as big a range of movement as you can manage, pain-free for the hip and without the back moving. So next one is going to be your last one. It'll finish out to the side. Guys, coming down, knees together, walk forward. Let's have either tricep press up, where the hands are under the shoulders, or chest press up, where the hands are wide and off the mat. So obviously tricep is harder, it's a smaller muscle group, it's a narrower base. Don't feel you have to do that. Some of you may be able to put your toes on the floor and lift your knees off the hub. Please just go back and stretch when you've had enough. Let's have 2 more of whatever option you've chosen. And then dropping the knees back on the hug, and then coming all the way off the back, getting rid of the hug, knees apart, sit back, arms extended, take some breaths. Walk your hands around to the right corner. Creep the fingers forward and pull back. Breathe into it. Walk through center, over to the left corner, and just breathing into the stretch. Come center, hands to the side of the knees, uncurl the spine. Brill, come on down onto your bottom, please. Let's go feet wide and relax forward. If that feels okay and you want to cross leg forward fold, that's a bit of a deeper stretch, so either of those are fine, as long as there is no hip or lower back pain. And then uncurl slowly, please. Bring your knees together. Let's come on down onto the back. Get something under your head if you want it. And then just give me hip roll here. That can be with your feet together or apart, whichever one you feel gives you the most benefit. So let's finish with clam on our back. Can you take the spiky side of your hug underneath your pelvis? Probably nothing under the head for this one. And you want the tailbone on the high point of the hug so that the buttocks are slightly to the front. Softening down the rib cage so that the spine is still in neutral even though we've got this gap. Drawing down on the abdominals, coming to tabletop. Guys, rotating with the big toes together, giving me clam on the right and clam on the left. Breathing out to open and in to close. I'm not sure you can see me very well side on for this one. Hopefully you know what you're doing. So we want to keep it small. Draw your attention to the leg that's not moving and check that it's actually not moving. Okay, it's harder to isolate. It's quite easy to do both legs at once. If all is well, fingertips go to ceiling. And then we take opposite arm to leg out to the side. Now you can challenge your stability a bit more by rotating your knee and then letting your feet come apart. That's a slightly different set of muscles. So when we rotate the toes together, we're more pelvic floor. When we drop out to the side, we are loading the inner thigh. So if you want to do both, great. Make sure they are two separate movements. Rotate before you drop. Breathing in to open, out to close. If you're breathing this the other way around, it doesn't matter too much on this one. As long as you're connected into the abdominals. Try not to have your toes too high on this one. You do want your toes in a tabletop with your shins. That'll give you the best load. Good. So let's finish with a knee drop to the left. And then coming into a full body stretch, if we can, across the hop. Allowing the front of the hips to extend, releasing the pelvis. Breathe into the diaphragm, please. Bringing your arms over, followed by your legs coming in. Taking your hug away. Good. Guys, get something under your head if you want something there to stretch. But before you stretch, can you hug, tilt or roll? And just get a little bit of movement into that lower back. And then bringing your band around the sole of your right foot. Sliding out the bottom leg, holding that stretch there, and then you can either just flex and push the right heel, or you can flex and point the foot if that feels okay. Softening the back of the right knee, sway or circle the leg. Start by keeping the pelvis still. If everything is okay, band can go into the right hand. And then as the leg crosses the midline, you might want to switch hands, and you may or may not want to lift your right buttock. So choice is yours. Again, different muscles if we're lifting the buttock. Going more into the bum than down that fascia down the outer thigh. So it's not always better to lift, it just depends where you're tight. So last one, and then we're changing, please. Shoulders relaxed, elbows down, sliding bottom leg away, pulling leg in, flexing and pointing, or just flexing and holding. Softening the knee, sway or circle your leg. Start off small, and then make it bigger if it wants to go. It might not want to. Maybe different on one side of the body. Might want to keep your bum down, stretch the fascia. Last one. And relax, guys. Well done. Slip your foot out of the band and come on over onto all fours, please. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Can you just give me some cat stretches there? Your main focus should be on your pelvic tilt. that's feeling good, stay there. If you're okay coming into downward dog, toes under, come up safely. Stretch the shoulders and the hamstrings, maybe pedal the feet. Ears by the biceps. And then start to walk your hands back slowly, please. Heels on the floor as you bend your knees and unroll. Head coming up last, supporting yourself if you need to, and then stepping back. Inhaling up. Exhaling across to the right. Inhaling up. Exhaling across to the left. Inhaling up. Exhaling, lowering. Let's release the shoulders up, back and down. And release the spine and the hips. Give yourselves a clap. Well done. Thank you very much indeed, everybody. Come on in.